Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to the My Stock Journey channel. So today I did actually just want to take a minor step back from the stock market and just talk to you guys, tell y'all a little bit more about me. I've just kind of went straight headfirst into the stock channel and the stock market and everything, and I never really told you about kind of like how I'm able to invest the amount that I have. And I'm not saying it's a lot, but at 18, it's definitely, a little bit more than the usual, I would say. And just in a sense, just kind of talk to you guys more about what all I've done and how I've gotten here, and just tell y'all a little about me. You guys have been supporting me so much. The support y'all showing is unreal. We've gained almost double the subscribers. We went from 20 to 40 subscribers in the last like 5 days, 4 days, something like that, which is crazy. I mean, I only started this channel 2 weeks ago, so it's definitely super motivational, and it's inspiring me and influencing me to keep going. And I really just appreciate you guys. So with that being said, as a family, I wanted to take a second and just talk to you guys about one thing that is super big to me, and just something that I'm personally very proud of, and that's my 5 different income sources at the age of 18. So let's get straight into it. So number one, the big one, just obviously kind of one that at my age is pretty normal. Your one source of income, your big one, and that's my job. So I started working when I was 16. I started, working at a local pizza place, just, making pizza, doing that. I started off as a dishwasher. I was washing dishes for 9-10 hours a day on weekends when I wasn't in school. And that was really it. That's all I really did. I eventually became a line cook. And as time goes on, I made a little bit more money, but honestly, nothing insane. But at the time I was only 16, so any money was extra money, and I was happy with it. I didn't really understand saving. Well, I knew how to save, but it didn't really bother me. I just spent a lot of my money on video games, stuff like that, not a big deal. Well, as I turned 17 is whenever I started to kind of notice, like, maybe I want to start saving this money. I got college maybe coming soon, and you never really know what you'll need to buy with college, so why don't I just start saving? And that's whenever I started to notice that I started to slowly fall in love with saving up my money. Like, I would set little goals like 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, and as I was reaching each goal, I was like, man, this is kind of fun. Like, well, hey, I hit, who knows what, I was probably at a time like $5,000, something like that. Well, I want 10, then 10, now I want 15, stuff like that. And so as I kept saving up this money, it was very addicting. Well, as time goes on, my sister, she was in college whenever I was in high school. And after college, she actually ended up moving back with us for a year before she was going off to grad school. And she got a job at a store in the mall named Buckle. Well, she was just kind of telling me about the job, and like, basically, the better you do, the more money you make. And that instantly caught my attention. I was like, what? Because at my job, honestly, like, I had a flat rate that I got paid, and no matter what I did, I was making that much. Well, it's kind of more motivating whenever you think, well, if I do a better job at selling these clothes, I make more money. And so as time goes on, I slowly considered it, and then I just went for it. I quit my other job. I started working there and absolutely fell in love with my job. Like, the people there were amazing. They still are, obviously. The job, I love my job. I get to talk to people. Maybe right now it's kind of weird, but so, just stuff like that. It's very awesome. Just reaping the benefits of working harder. And there's the only cap to how much I can make is the amount of people that come in the store. So honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that, because I feel like it's more rewarding, right? And with that being said, my income did double, basically. What I was making a month did double once I started working here. So that was probably the most important and best move that I've made so far. So with that one first, I still work there. I'm still making money there. The mall's currently closed right now from coronavirus, but it's no big deal. We'll get back in there pretty soon. So yeah, so that was income source number 1. So number 2, the next one that I take a lot of pride in, and something you guys actually, I don't know if you know about me yet. I don't remember if I talked about it at all, but it's gonna come out right here now that we have a little bit more people watching and more support and stuff. I will definitely bring it up. I am an MMA fighter. I'm sure y'all notice like the little scars and stuff like that. So that is my income source number 2. I actually do get paid to fight. It's something I've been doing for a very long time. I didn't start fighting in MMA until August of last year, but I've been training, doing kickboxing fights, stuff for 10 years now. I started when I was 9 years old. I'm coming up on 19. And so, yeah, so it's less, as a MMA fighter, before you make the transition between amateur and professional, as a pro, you get paid just to fight. As an amateur, you get paid for the amount of seats and tickets you sell, plus any sponsorships. So, that's honestly my second biggest source of income right now, because I do have a pretty decent sized following whenever it comes to the fighting world. I'm undefeated right now. I'm number 7 in my state. And so with that does come a lot of more attention, and people come in to see your fights, and the more tickets you sell, the more money you make. And yeah, so I fight like 4 or 5 times a year. Only 3 times this year from the coronavirus and everything. But when, like when I fight, like I said, I don't, the problem with it is that you get paid for your fight, then you don't fight for like 2 months, and then you get paid, and then you don't fight for 2 months. So it's not like every 2 weeks on the dot you get paid. It's more like, it's kind of like dividends in the sense of that it's like every quarter you're getting paid or something like that. So that is my second source of income. That is my second biggest source of income. I do make a pretty solid amount of money from fighting. I definitely can't complain about it. It covers all my training expenses and stuff like that. So I absolutely can't complain. I have 7 or 8 sponsors now, and some of those can be up to $500-$600 a fight. So, that's definitely my second biggest source of income. Third, this is honestly my favorite source of income, and that is actually doing private lessons. So whenever I started getting better and I started understanding the teaching aspect of fighting, I was like, I know there's something more that I can do with this rather than just fighting, right? And so as time goes on, I was like, what can I do? And then I slowly started taking notice, like, you can just, you've developed all these skills, why not give them back to people? And with that, yes, will come income. Now, this is the only one of these, fighting and private lessons, the only 2 that I'm not doing for the money. Like the other couple's income sources, I'm literally only doing, like I wouldn't honestly work at a store for free. I would do private lessons for free, but I wouldn't. Like, not right now. But so with that being said, it's just like I started doing private lessons, and with that does come income. Some of my private lessons could be like $35, $40 an hour, and I'm doing a couple of those every week. Now, like I said, the income when it comes to these really is not that important to me. Yes, I do charge just because I do have 10 years of experience and knowledge that it would honestly sort of be unfair to me to give just for free. But like I said, the income is not solely what I'm chasing whenever it comes to this. And just like fighting, like I love fighting. Would it be more difficult to go through the damage and the exhaustion and the pain for free? Yes, it would. Would I still do it? Probably so. But I definitely be more rough, and I don't know longevity wise how long I would do it. But so whenever it does come to income source, this one is another big one of mine. It definitely helps me pay for a lot of my expenses. It helps me pay for a lot of extra things that I need in my life, and I'm very blessed to be able to have developed all of these skills over the years and be able to give those back to people in exchange for some type of money to help pay bills or do whatever I got to do. So number 4, this comes down to this channel, this big channel that I'm trying to make, and I can just envision it, doing really big things, and that is dividend investing. Dividends are something that I never really understood. I never knew about. I've always heard people say since I was 10, 11 years old, make your money work for you, but in no way did I understand how to do that. How do I take this dollar and make this dollar $1.30? I had no clue. The issue with me though, whenever I was 16, when I was 15 years old, I wasn't dedicated nor motivated to try to obtain that knowledge. I didn't really understand, okay, what's the big deal, right? I didn't have things to pay for at that time, so money wasn't really important. All I wanted was video games. And I've always had parents who would help me out and do anything for me. And so with that being said, I never really was necessarily as driven to figure it all out. But as time goes on, I started realizing, well, I want to help them. Now they've always done everything for me. How can I start taking away some of their expenses for me and stuff like that? Start paying for my own things, start paying for my own stuff, right? So with that being said, I came across Andre Jick's channel. It was probably November or October, November of last year, and it absolutely changed my life. I seen him speaking about dividends and how they work, and just the thought of like, man, I can invest $100 and get $3 back. Yeah, to the average 16, 17-year-old, $3 doesn't sound like much. But in my head, I was like, that's 3 more than I had before. And that's all that mattered. And y'all will see that trend with me when I'm doing these different trades and stuff. As long as I'm making more than I had before, it doesn't matter to me. It can be 5 cents more. That's 5 cents more than I had, because over time, that additional profit will add up 1,000%. So with that being said, investing, doing all this, something I plan on doing for the rest of my life. Honestly, I don't see any time that I plan on stopping. I just want to keep doing it. And why not? Why not keep your money in and have it making money for you, right? The longer you keep it in, typically, the more you'll make. And with that being said, maybe when I'm 40, 50, I'll pull out and, I'll just go about the rest of my life. But until then, I'm just going to keep going, keep investing, keep putting money into these stocks, and honestly, just keep enjoying receiving this. It's almost free income. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. If any of you guys are new and you don't know what dividend investing is, absolutely check out some of my other videos. I talk about it a little bit more. And before I did move on to the next one, I did want to just say, if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and drop a subscribe. It would definitely help me out. And if you want to go ahead and drop a like as well, that would also be amazing. Help me reach new audiences and grow this channel as big as it can be. So, number 5, the next and last income source for me as an 18-year-old is trading options. This is my newest source of income. It's the one that I'm very, very excited about and very inspired by, and something that I do see a lot of success in, but this is probably the more of the risky. All right. I mentioned in my last video that I've been recently dabbling in the trading options, doing covered calls, very beginner stuff. And it's actually something that I've noticed that I have a very quick understanding of the basics. And with that being said, typically when I can start to grasp things pretty fast, I can progress through them throughout years pretty consistently. And so with that being said, I'll pull it up right here somewhere. I've been working and I've been doing things to try to increase and enhance my understanding of trading options and understanding risk management and stuff like that. I've been finding success in it. I think I've made in the last 2 weeks or so somewhere around $104 or $5 or something like that. And so just being able to do these things on top of the other stuff is just, it's just additional profit. It's additional income that will not hurt to have, right? And you'll notice these things are almost in subcategories. I learned about fighting. I learned how to fight over time. I started selling my knowledge as a service to make money. I learned about the stock market. Under the stock market, there's a subcategory in day trading. After I understood the stock market, I went to the subcategory of day trading. And that's kind of how I like to branch out my income sources. It's almost like a web. You start here with a very broad understanding of something, and you trickle it down into different income sources, just because if one of those falls off, you can either replace it with something new, or you have a whole bunch of different options, right? So like I said, if my private lessons fall apart, well, I'm still having these fights, I'm still getting paid from my sponsors, so it's not a big deal, right? So those are my 5 income sources as an 18-year-old. I definitely believe there's something that's at least the 3, the job, the dividend investing, and the trading options are 3 that any 18-year-old, anyone my age, anyone in general could do. Maybe not the fighting and stuff like that. That's kind of more for me. But if you wanted to go ahead and find a gym and get in there and do your own thing, and as time goes on, start fighting, doing that'd be absolutely amazing. Mixed martial arts is an amazing sport, and it can definitely teach you a lot of things about yourself and other people in general, make new bonds. And I'm absolutely in love with MMA. That's how I plan on continuing my future. And yeah, so with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video where I just kind of sit down and talk to you guys about me and how I tend to, go about certain situations and how I've made income from different areas of the world and different aspects of my life. And I hope it inspires anyone to chase some of that the new ideas and the new things that you can do, because almost anything you do in life, you can find a way to make income from it, and that's just true. So if you guys did enjoy this video, like I said, please drop a like down below. If you're new and you made it this far, thank you so much for showing all the support, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.